Hola, Andrew.
Hola.
¿Ya? Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Milena. Un gusto saludarte.
Encantado, Milena.
¿Cómo estás, Andrew?
Oh, todo bien aquí.
Ok, me
Listo para
alegro.
presentar a todo del programa Intern y Trainee.
Ok, perfecto. Perfecto. A ver, para anunciarle a todos los que nos están viendo, el día de hoy vamos a realizar un en vivo con Andrew, que es nuestro sponsor de The Alliance Abroad Group. ¿Ok? Nuestro principal sponsor de las pasantías pagadas en Estados Unidos. ¿Ok? Ahora sí, Andrew, podemos empezar. Coméntanos un poco sobre las pasantías del internship.
Ok, estoy en vivo en YouTube.
Sí, ya empezamos.
Ok. Sí, veo la grabación de YouTube. Está un poco detrás de nosotros, entonces voy a
Claro, tiene
cerrar
un
esta
delay.
ventana y intento presentar lo que tengo aquí. Oh my God, that's my voice. Oh. No, necesito cerrar esto. Ay. Ok.
Presenta.
Sí, es la peor cosa oír tu propia voz.
Sí,
Um, Pueden ver los slides, esta imagen de Alliance Abroad.
sí. En este momento vamos a presentar, ¿ok?
Ok. Ok, y en este momento también voy a cambiar y hablar inglés por el resto de la presentación.
Ok,
¿Vale?
perfecto. Vale.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming today. I appreciate you taking the time to join us. My name is Andrew. I am with Alliance Abroad Group. So we are the J1 visa sponsor for the intern and trainee program here in the United States. So here's a little picture of the Alliance Abroad team. We are sponsored by the United States Department of State for the J1 program, and we are here to help match you with some amazing employers in the US who will help improve your skills and your abilities for you to continue your career back in your home country after the program. And hopefully you have some incredible experiences along the way. So I'm here to talk about the intern and trainee programs specifically. Now, these are opportunities to, and I'm going to read directly from the slide, but enhance your skills and expertise in your academic or occupational field. So that means whatever field you want to pursue a career in, wherever you want to work, we offer placements that will help you improve your skills in that career. So some of the other benefits from it, in addition to just for your career, is you get to travel and explore the United States. You can make friends from all around the world, not just the United States, but we recruit people just like you from all over the planet. You get to improve your English skills and train with some absolutely incredible employers here in the US. Here we have just one review from a participant. She was at a company called Vinnie Vanucchi's in a small town in Illinois. So I have been here for 3 months now, and so far my experience has been superb. From my first Halloween to my first Thanksgiving, it's Halloween in a couple days here, by the way. I get to learn new skills and meet a lot of people, from locals to people from all around the world through this program. Thanks to AAG for making this all possible. So our focus is in the hospitality industry. We do have some placements outside of that, but Our emphasis, the vast majority of placements that we offer are in hospitality, and we work with a very wide range of hospitality companies with them. So we have some luxury resorts with a really, really high level of service. So if you have a lot of experience here in Ecuador, if you've got really excellent English, that might be a great option for you. We work with a lot of family resorts as well. If you did the summer work travel program, you may have worked at Kalahari or Great Wolf Lodge. Those are two of them. But those are a little bit less formal, still very challenging. You still learn a lot. For those studying or pursuing a career in the culinary or food and beverage field, we work with a lot of really excellent restaurants. And then we work with a lot of theme parks like Six Flags or Busch Gardens that also offer just really challenging and enriching programs. It's also a nice little benefit. You usually get free entrance to the park if you are into roller coasters and water parks. Those are good ones for you. Where are they located? All across the United States. We have some pins on this map, but if you are looking for a specific region or a specific state, we are probably working there. Some of the companies you could train with, these are just a few of them. You can see some very recognizable, internationally known brands like the Ritz-Carlton or the Marriott. These are names very much associated with luxury and a high level of service. And then you can see some that you might not know, like Kalahari Resorts is one of those family resorts that I just mentioned. That's an amazing place. It has a water park. It has multiple restaurants. It has arcades. It's a hotel. It's got everything all in one giant facility. Star Restaurants is another one that is a restaurant group that operates restaurants in cities like New York and Washington, D.C. And there are dozens and dozens of others in between that. All right, and here is one more participant review. She says, definitely worth the wait. I can't wait to make more memories in the next months. Thank you, AAG. So this was a trainee at Kalahari Resort in Wisconsin Dells. You can see her standing there in the snow. You get the opportunity to experience some climates you might not be familiar with as well. I was just in Guayaquil a few weeks ago, and it was a lot hotter there than it is in Wisconsin Dells. Oh, what would you be doing on program? So this depends on your school and work experience, but the positions we offer are in culinary and pastry. I will say we have more culinary positions for aspiring chefs than anything else. We do offer food and beverage positions for those of you who want to work in the front of house at a restaurant and learn how to manage your own restaurant. For those interested in learning the hotel business, we offer rooms and front desk positions along with some sales and customer service positions. Those are all very similar as well. But this is, again, hospitality is our focus here at Alliance Abroad. So now that you know a little bit more about the positions we offer, you might be wondering, can I do this program? Am I eligible? So for the intern program, and the intern and trainee programs are very similar, but they are distinct. There are some differences in how you qualify. I'll explain those now. So for interns, you have to either be currently enrolled in a post-secondary degree or certificate program. That is another way to say education after you've finished high school. So it could be university, it could be a hospitality academy, or you must have graduated from one of those programs less than 12 months before you start your program. So today is October 29th. If you graduated on October 29th, 2023, today is the last day that you are eligible to begin a program as an intern. And you probably see the little asterisk. According to State Department regulations, we cannot accept vocational education towards your eligibility. If you are enrolled in a vocational program, talk to our friends at Forever Experience, and we're happy to take a look at your educational documents and see if those would qualify. But if that's what you are doing, there is another way to qualify, and that could be as a trainee. So again, very similar, but a little bit different. So there are two ways to qualify as a trainee. You have your degree, and you have at least 1 year of work experience outside of the United States in that field. That's a very important detail. So if you have a culinary degree, but you have 1 year of work experience maybe in an office setting, you would not qualify for a culinary program. You need that work experience to be in the field where you want to train. The other alternative, if you don't have any post-secondary or after high school education, or if it's vocational education, if you have 5 years of relevant work experience outside of the United States, then you can qualify. So I'll stay on culinary. If you've worked as a chef or as a cook in your home country for at least 5 years, but you don't have any post-secondary schooling, you can still qualify as a trainee. Again, all of this has to be gained outside of the United States, and no vocational education. And vocational education means there's more of an emphasis on hands-on activities. It's less classroom-based. Again, if you think you might have vocational education, share your university or your schooling documents. We're happy to look at them. So when can you go? A lot of you, I'm sure, have done summer work travel programs before, and you know that there's a very specific time of year where you are eligible to come to the United States and work. That is not the case with intern and trainee. You can come at any point throughout the year. Our host companies are recruiting all year round. So there are no restrictions on that. Now, so say this all sounds great. You know you qualify. You know you want to come to the United States. You're just wondering how the application process works. Here is a little review of that. So it is a longer process than summer work travel. There's a lot that goes into it. I will start reviewing that now. So we use a platform called Hanover. That is our website. That is our portal where we track everything from your activities to our host companies. So on day one, you are going to create a Hanover profile with Forever Experience. So there are sections there you need to fill out. There are some documents to upload, just basic biographical information. Please add your work experience and your professional skills. Our host companies can look at your application or your profile, and they will use that to decide whether or not to interview you. So please be as detailed as possible when you are filling that out. And my advice is also, don't be humble. We know you're great. We want the host company to see that you're great. So please share all of your skills. Assuming you're great at them, make sure that you say that in there. And then we also need to start document collection. So we can't just take your word for it that you have, 5 years of experience. We do need letters from your former employers. We need documents from your universities or your schools to show that you have graduated and attended class there. The next step is we need you to do a sponsor interview. There is a mandatory minimum English level to do this program, and then each host company has their own requirements for English levels. So I'm going to explain this part a little more in Spanish, just so this is clear. So hay un nivel básico del programa, según el Departamento del Estado de los Estados Unidos, pero cada compañía con quien trabajamos tiene sus propios niveles mínimos de inglés. Si si hace tiempo que has estudiado inglés, si no has practicado mucho, o si piensas que necesitas mejorar, probablemente tienes razón y recomiendo que todos ustedes aquí hoy, si ya no están inscritos en una clase de inglés, en un grupo de conversación para practicar, por favor, hazlo después de esta presentación, porque si tienes mejor nivel de inglés, tendrás más oportunidades aquí. Practica tu inglés, por favor. Okay. Practice your English. Your English needs to be better than my Spanish. Once we have your sponsor interview, then you can start selecting a placement. So we have another website. We call it our OPL, or our open positions. And you can see all of our open positions and learn more about them. You can see which part of the country they're in, how much they pay, what are some of the other benefits for training there. And then you can request a reservation. Requesting a reservation does not guarantee that you will get the reservation. We do take several things into account when deciding whether or not to approve a reservation. The first is oftentimes we have way more requests for a position than we have positions available. That happens a lot. Most of those people aren't going to get the position. The other things we look at are your English level. Again, please be practicing your English before you are matched to a host company, before you complete your sponsor interview, before you even create a Hanover profile. So if you have a high English level, then we are more likely to approve a request. The other thing we take into account are visa appointments and denial rates in your home country. So Ecuador right now, I know you don't have to wait long for a visa appointment once you have your DS form, and approval rates are very high. So that is very favorable to getting your positions. But if that changes, unfortunately, we're not going to be approving as any requests from Ecuador. So that is my long way of saying sometimes you just need to be patient. You might not get your first, second, or third request, but we will get you taken care of. All right, the next part, once we have approved your position request, then you'll need to interview with a host company. So those interviews are usually booked through Hanover, but not always. Sometimes they will reach out directly to you. We ask that all of our host companies book their interviews with you within 2 weeks of you being matched. We do not want anybody waiting longer than 2 weeks for an interview. That does not always happen. But if you are waiting longer, please tell your partner agency, please tell Forever Experience. They'll tell me, and we will work to speed that process up. So once you do your interview, let's say you pass your interview. I also want to add some host companies do require more than one interview. So that happens sometimes as well. But once you are hired, you turn to a status we call H pending in Hanover. So then we need you to work with Forever to collect any missing eligibility documents. You need to sign a job offer that details everything about the position you just agreed to. So your stipend, what you need to do for housing, arrival instructions, where you should fly into, all of that. That is also the point where we will charge you your program fees. So once you've done all of that, once you've signed your job offer and you have collected everything that we need, Forever Experience will submit your application to us for final review. So you'll go from a status called H pending to H submitted. We have a lot of status codes, too many. You don't have to remember all of them. But when you go into H submitted, we will review your profile, all of those documents you've been collecting. And once we've verified that everything meets program requirements, so we've reviewed everything, it looks great, we will send your training plan out for signatures. Your training plan details what exactly your training will be on program. It is a contract. Your host companies do need to follow it. We need you to sign it, and we need your supervisors at your new host company to sign it as well. Once that is fully signed, then you will go into what's called HR status, which means that all we are missing before we can issue your DS 2019 form is proof of payment. Forever, thankfully, you guys are great at collecting payment and submitting it. So none of your candidates spend that much time in HR status. As the sponsor, I want to say I appreciate that. But we request DS 2019's forms on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so you will get yours on a Wednesday or a Friday. It is released through Hanover. Again, once you are in Hanover, I really recommend just logging in and exploring the website, exploring your profile, because we do everything through it. Once you get your DS 2019 form, Forever are going to release that to you. Then it is your responsibility to book a visa appointment. We ask that you do that within 2 weeks of getting your DS 2019 form. If your visa appointment is after your program start date, please tell us right away, and we will work with your host company to change your start dates to accommodate that. Next up, you go in to the U.S. Embassy for your visa appointment. You get your visa, you're ready to go. We do need you to update Hanover a couple more times. So first, we want you to mark that you were visa approved. There is a section for that in Hanover. Host companies do look at that. And then once you get your passport back, we need you to enter your flight information. Host companies can see that as well, and they want to know where everybody is. Sometimes they will pick you up from the airport, not always. Those details are going to be in your job offer, but they cannot organize that if they don't have your flight information. We also want to know that you are on track as well. And then the final step, once you arrived at your host company, you have your housing now, you're excited, you're ready to start your program. We need you to check in and enter your housing address. Your complete address. There are instructions on how to do that on Hanover, but once you do that, then you'll be active on program and hopefully learn a ton and have a great time. All right, that was a lot. Again, I'll share this PowerPoint with Forever Experience. They can send it to you as well, just so you have it for your own use and your own records. All right, and then just some additional information. Housing is a big one for coming to the United States. Some companies will provide their own housing. In general, if you're going to a company that's in a bit more of a rural or remote area, or it's a big resort, they often have their own housing that they offer you. I know a lot of you want to be in big cities. We do work with companies in a lot of cities like Austin, Texas, where I'm based, or Denver, Colorado. Atlanta, Georgia is another big one. Houston. For those ones, you almost always have to arrange your own housing. So participant arranged housing, we will provide housing leads for you, but it is your responsibility to reserve that housing. You need to do that before you arrive or within a few days. The other type that I just described is host company provided. But again, it is your responsibility to arrange that. Another big thing, insurance. Many of you may know this. The United States has a very complicated medical care system. We do provide insurance to all of you as part of our program fee. We're not the insurance company. That is a company called Hollard. But we do need to be informed when you plan to use your insurance. Before you are going to go to the doctor, you need to contact your insurance company for any appointment that's not an emergency. So say you've been sick for a few days, you've got a really high fever, and you want to have it checked out by a doctor, please contact Hollard. They will be able to provide you with a list of clinics that they work with. You cannot just go into any hospital or any doctor's office and be covered. You need to contact Hollard beforehand. If it's an emergency, say maybe you like to skateboard and you fell and you think you broke your hand, or there are any things that can happen. You know what a medical emergency is. Go to the doctor right away. Go to the emergency room. Your safety is the most important thing. But if you just want a regular doctor's appointment for, a regular illness, contact insurance ahead of time. Other reminders. So things you need to do while you're in country. So at the beginning of your program, check into CVIS. We need your housing address to do that, and we cannot activate you until you enter that. Monthly check-ins. We want to know how you're doing. We want to make sure that you're having a great experience, and if you're not, we need to know so we can take steps to fix that. So one of the ways we do that is with a monthly check-in. If everything's great, you can just say that on the check-in. You don't need to really elaborate. If things aren't, say you're dissatisfied and tell us why, and somebody from our support team will contact you. If you get a different phone number, if you end up moving part of the way through your program, please update that in Hanover so we know how to get in touch with you. That is a safety thing. We do require all participants to do a midterm evaluation halfway through their program with their host company. Cultural activities. We want you to have a great time while you're here. We want you to experience the United States, our history, our culture. So we do require host companies to offer those. You aren't required to do them. You are strongly encouraged to participate in everything the host company offers, plus arrange your own cultural activities. So please take advantage of living in another country. You may not get this opportunity again. You will regret not taking more time to have fun. And then the final thing is a final evaluation. We want to know how your experience was, if we can improve, if host companies can improve. So we require that everybody does a final evaluation as well. All right. I know that was a lot and it wasn't in your first language. So that is kind of the end of the program. Do you have any questions in English or Spanish?
Hola, ahora sí, déjenme cambiar
Okay.
un segundo. Hola, ¿qué tal, Andrew? De nuevo aquí. A ver, tenemos algunas consultas, preguntas que nos hacen los participantes. Una de ellas, ¿cómo puedo tener un buen perfil?
Buena pregunta. Pues con eso recomiendo, hay dos secciones importantes de Hanover que los empleadores repasen. El primero se llama Work Experience, experiencia de trabajo. Entonces, toda tu experiencia de trabajo que si no tiene nada que ver con hospitalidad, está bien, debes ponerlo y poner los detalles. ¿Qué hacías allá? Para que el empleador pueda ver todo lo que puedes ofrecer. La otra sección se llama Skills, o en español, habilidades. Entonces, ¿qué has aprendido en tu educación o trabajando que tiene que ver con el trabajo que quieres? Si tienes, voy a usar el ejemplo de culinary de nuevo. So, para un chef, los tipos de las técnicas de cocinar que conoces y puede ser otras cosas también, pero por favor no ignoren estas secciones. Es como crear un currículum o un resumen.
Exacto, exacto. Justo es una de las preguntas que más hacen, o sea, las que más hacen en el programa sí pueden aplicar de otras carreras. Ese es el temor de algunos. O sea, que si digamos estudian Business Administration eh, u otro tipo de carrera, pero tienen la experiencia en esas áreas, igual de hotelería, turismo o gastronomía.
Si estudiaste algo como, sí, negocios, por ejemplo, pero ya has decidido que quieres una carrera en la industria de hospitalidad y necesitas, por lo menos para calificar como trainee, un año de experiencia en la industria hospitalidad. Entonces, si graduaste con un diploma de negocios, pero ya sabes que no quieres hacer esto y llevas 1 o 2 años trabajando de mesero y te gusta la industria de los restaurantes, pues puedes calificar como un trainee de food and beverage. Entonces, tu diploma no tiene que estar relacionado con este asunto o esta carrera. Mucha gente estudia algo en la universidad, pero hace una cosa diferente para su trabajo.
Exactamente, eso es cierto. Eso es verdad. Una consulta que nos hacen, ¿hay algún problema si tienen más de 11 meses graduados de la universidad?
Um, si ya hace más de 11 meses que graduaste y estás comenzando el proceso de aplicar para este programa de intern o trainee, ya no calificarás como intern. Lleva 1 o 2 meses a lo mínimo para completar todo este proceso. Entonces, ya no calificarás como intern, pero si has estado trabajando y tienes 1 año, 12 meses de experiencia de trabajo, calificarás como trainee. Sí. Y también el Departamento del Estado es muy flexible. No sé si uso la palabra correcta en español o si
Sí,
copio.
está correcto.
Ok, si estoy copiando lo de inglés y pronunciándolo en español. Pero si, si graduaste hace 10 meses, recibes su forma de hacer, pero no hay una cita disponible antes del el
Ajá.
aniversario de tu graduación, está bien, porque todavía puedes aplicar como intern. No dejamos demoras de la embajada arruinar tus calificaciones, tu
Ok,
elegibilidad.
perfecto. Perfecto. Otra pregunta, dicen, ¿qué destinos, o sea, estados, normalmente suelen salir en las pasantías con
Montón.
Alliance?
Montón. Trabajamos con compañías en todas regiones de los Estados Unidos, pero hay unos estados más, más viajados por nuestros participantes que otros. El más grande, creo, es Texas, mi estado. So, Alliance Abroad está ubicado en Austin, Texas, y ponemos énfasis en ofrecer muchas oportunidades aquí en Texas, en mi ciudad, Austin, en otras ciudades grandes como Dallas y Houston, pero también en zonas un poco más rurales. Texas es un grande. También el medio oeste de los Estados Unidos, Wisconsin, Minnesota y Michigan tienen mucho turismo local, entonces trabajamos con muchos negocios allá. Otra zona muy común es la zona en el oeste de los Estados Unidos, en las montañas rocosas, estados como Colorado, Utah, Montana. También trabajamos mucho en Florida. Si les gusta la playa, les gusta la clima allá, probablemente tendremos algo para ofrecerles en Florida.
Ok, Ok, perfecto. Sí, de hecho, yo normalmente soy quien les da información a los chicos del programa de pasantías aquí en la sede de Guayaquil. Y sí, la mayoría de chicos me piden en otros estados.
Ok, sí, Florida es muy popular.
Sí, Texas también y Wisconsin les encanta.
Oh, perfecto. Yo soy de Wisconsin originalmente, entonces me
Ah, ok,
encanta oír esto.
claro, viven en Texas.
Ya vivo en Texas, sí.
Ok, perfecto. Este, una consulta, ¿qué empleadores normalmente son los que más suelen salir en las pasantías?
Es decir,
Eh, los hoteles, los restaurantes, ¿cuáles son los que más salen?
hay unos muy grandes que piden un montón de participantes cada año. Mencioné uno y
Ujú.
los que han hecho Summer Work Travel posiblemente ya conocen. Kalahari
Sí,
es un resort muy grande y ellos quieren docenas y docenas de participantes en todas sus ubicaciones porque hay 4 en los Estados Unidos. Kalahari es muy grande. Great Wolf Lodge es otra compañía muy parecida que también tienen varios locales y ellos también piden mucha gente. Y las otras, hay unos hoteles en Florida, unos Marriotts, especialmente ubicados alrededor de Orlando, si quieren visitar a Disney World.
sí.
Um, y unos aquí en Austin.
Ok, sí, de hecho sí. Aquí
Pero
también los chicos les encanta esos destinos. Algunos que van de work and travel o los que van de pasantías pagadas, a veces vienen de work and travel que ya se quieren meter para las pasantías, que ya quieren ir para las pasantías, y buscan esos ahí, buscan esos lugares.
ok, y a veces sí. Si hiciste un programa de work and travel en una compañía, un Kalahari, por ejemplo, y calificas para una pasantía allá en en hospitalidad, podemos intentar hacer el match con un cupo allá. Si mantuviste contacto con tu jefe allá y el jefe o la jefa te pida, comparta con nosotros estas comunicaciones y podemos compartirlo con Kalahari o cualquier otra compañía y intenta obtener un cupo para ti allá.
Perfecto, sí. De hecho, sí, hemos tenido participantes que han realizado eso, así que sí es posible, chicos, que puedan realizar, se han hecho un work and travel y dependiendo del empleador, se pueden ver los perfiles para solicitar un en este empleador que ustedes deseen.
Y muchas veces depende uno del empleador, pero también tu trabajo de Summer Work Travel. Si eras un salvavidas, un lifeguard, y tu
Claro,
supervisor en la alberca allá dice, sí, vuelve para un pasantía, el gerente de la alberca, las piscinas allá, no puede ofrecerte esto.
claro,
Es solo que él o ella quiere que vuelvas, es muy bueno, pero esto no es una confirmación. Pero
claro.
si
Tiene que ser,
trabajaste de un cocinero o uno de los restaurantes o
claro.
algo así, esto sí.
Eso sí, claro, eso hay
Ujú.
que tener muy claro, tienen que ser de las posiciones que estén de acuerdo a las pasantías.
Pero también puedes intentar.
Se
Queremos
puede, excelente.
ponerles donde quieren ir.
Ok, perfecto. Bueno, Andrew, esto sería todo por el día de hoy. La verdad que todos los chicos que han estado en la transmisión están muy agradecidos por tu compañía. La verdad que nosotros también por él estamos muy agradecidos contigo.
Ay, igualmente, muchas gracias por venir. Melina, y todo el equipo de Forever, muchas gracias por organizar todo y ojalá verles pronto.
Perfecto, Andrew. También esperamos verte pronto. Es un gusto y que tengas una excelente noche.
Ay, igualmente, que les vayan bien.
Que tengas una linda- Chao.
Hasta luego.